Good morning, good afternoon, good evening across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. We're now on episode 25, and I apologize I don't have a nice opening shot, just had that set up with this rocket that we're about to launch. It's unmanned. It is on top. You can see that what kind of sideways H pattern is a large HAB module that we are going to be attaching to the Kerbal Space Station Dragon. Again, the way I'm playing this, I want to have enough HAB space for everybody that's going to be on board of the space station. So this way, if I have, I don't know, tourists or visitors or expanding science teams or swapping out crews, there's enough space for everybody. So this has 4 hitchhiker cans, so that's space for 16. There's already one other hitchhiker can on there, so a total of 20 Kerbals can live comfortably on board the space station once this is attached. I have ideas and plans and thoughts for further expansion of the space station, and they're kind of developing, and I've done things and now I'm like, no, I don't like that, but they're done, so they have to be worked with or worked around. Anyway, we didn't take there was no pretense with with aerodynamics, because this isn't a manned vessel. There's nothing on that would fly off, and I kept the speed down so that nothing went crazy aerodynamically. It was comfortable. This gets us into orbit nicely. For some reason, I think, well, there is a mission with the Space Station Dragon for long duration space habitation, something like that. So it's got like little red brackets around it, and for some reason that makes it hard to click on. So you have to be careful and click like just beneath it. Otherwise, it's just a pain. Anyway, so we're going to rendezvous with that and attach this bit. I forgot where I was going. But yeah, we're going to continue expanding this Kerbal Space Station. I need the habitation space, at least for me, for the way I'm playing it, before I can really do the further expansions of the science section. I do have a mission, a contract, that is to add the Thinker. It's like TH-NKR science module. It's from a mod set. I'm not even sure which one. But that has space for 4 Kerbals. So I've never used it before, so I don't know. But I think I can put 4 scientists in that and process science in there, in addition to the science I'm processing in the current mobile processing lab. I think. I could be totally wrong. I'm playing a lot of this by ear, because in addition to the Thinker science module, there are extra like science experiment modules that I can send up. Like there's a biolab, there's I can't even think of the other ones, but those that part of the science is going to have like its own wing and its own stuff to add just a whole bunch of sciencey bits onto as time goes and as I get the contracts and missions to do those. There are, on the list of base and station expansion, I think there are at least 3 or 4 missions to add those separate things. So that's where this is going on that side of the station. The other side is I am going to expand. I think I'm going to expand, quote, upward, because there is no up or down in space. But relative to how we're kind of looking at the station right now, upward, to create a kind of docking T, if you will, with some a fuel farm kind of underneath it. I think is what I kind of want to do. I'm not entirely sure. I'm still kind of playing with that. You can't see it yet, it's the next episode, but I have launched up a refueling bit to it. I'm not entirely happy with how it looks or where it sits. So I'm thinking about the other options, like that docking T with a fuel farm attached to it. This space station is still very much in development, and as we can see here, I am not the best pilot. I overshoot this, and I think I reload this. Yeah, I totally messed this up. I wasn't watching my monopropellant expenditure. Plus, right, the way that HAB module is actually attached, the part that is actually attached to the bottom section of this little ship that we're flying here, the fuel tank down there, that's actually the part that I want to attach to the space station. You can't attach, the other end has the shielded docking port, and you can't attach anything on top of that. So I had to mount it this way, and I messed up that approach really, really bad. So I had to mount it this way, and this way this time I take it much smoother, much slower, and much more careful with the monopropellant. But we have to attach it this way to attach it. So we end up docking it with that current nose to the space station, releasing the fuel tank on the back there, sadly, wasting so much fuel. I'm getting kind of mad at myself. We ditch that fuel tank, and then we unattach the HAB module. It has its own power RCS supply and tiny solar panels, so it's enough to be a fully functioning, and probe core, its own fully functioning, it is a fully functioning probe in and of itself. So we detach it and flip it around. You'll see that in a moment. Here, I was just like, all right, just get it on to the station somewhere so that we can ditch the fuel tank on the back there. Yeah, you can see the monopropellant is at about 3/4. I didn't refuel it. I probably should have, but I didn't after this docking. But it ends up being just okay. It was just enough. I think this ended up spending a lot of RCS. Partly because there's no RCS. Hey, that was stupid. On that tank there. Also because that tank is heavy. But once we ditch the fuel tank on the back there, life becomes much easier. And boom. Good. HAB module somewhat attached, at least preliminarily. There was nowhere to transfer fuel, sadly. Otherwise, I would have. That's kind of my biggest, I guess, regret with this space station so far, is that I'm sending up so much fuel to it and with it that it's all going to waste. But that's something I intend to rectify in the near future. The next episode, that's a big part of that. You'll see I have a bunch of fuel on there that we try to take care of, and it's kind of a hassle. Yeah, so here we are flipping the HAB module around, and do I leave it like this or do I flip it over 90 degrees? I think I rotate it 90 degrees to get it, I don't know, to get it the way I want it to be. I could be wrong. I must be wrong. I thought I did. Okay, well, anyway, that's going to be the HAB module that is going to service at least, at most, actually, 16 Kerbals. And I didn't realize this until later. Each hitchhiker can actually has its own bit of food, water, and oxygen as well. Tiny bit, but it has some. And fortunately, that stuff is transferable, despite what I thought about it at a first attempt. All right, come on. God, this docking can be so tedious. And I'm running into a big problem with the game and, quote, garbage collection. That apparently is how Unity just kind of works. Every so often I have to restart the game. Sometimes I have to even start the computer, restart it again, and then things are happier for longer. Yeah, and I'm trying to eliminate whatever mods I really don't need or want, but I don't think that's going to be too many of them. Anyway, so there we are. That guy is docked, and it is ready to support more Kerbals, which is good because we are going to go and get all the guys from the moon and bring them home. Well, not home per se, but to the space station Dragon, because I want to transfer their science to the space station. Yeah, here I was just kind of looking at things and appreciating and figuring out. I don't know what I was figuring out, but here we go. So now we're going back to the Endeavor. I've named this the Endeavor. I can't remember if I said that or not yet. And we're going to release the Moonlander box, and we're going to go home in a moment. I think I was just making sure everything was okay. There we go. So now we are in a bit of an inclined orbit, kind of 45-degree orbit, because I've been to 5 different biomes so far on the moon. So one was higher up. I honestly, the list, the way it's listed doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I have a list on my laptop to the side that I'm going through. It's the way it's listed on ScanSat, except for the places I've already done. Those are at the top. So the list is a little screwy. So this one, it said to go, or the next place to go was further to the north. So we changed our orbit, and there we are. If I had changed this to a more equatorial orbit first, this probably would have been easier, probably would have been more fuel efficient, etc., etc. Would have been fewer burns, probably. Plus, I think you can see it there. Stutter, pause, pause, pause. Yeah, the quote garbage collection of the game at this point was getting really frustrating. So I think in future there'll just be more and more what's it called? More cuts and more restarting the game to clear out that garbage. Unfortunately, I don't really know of any other way to handle the garbage accumulation. From what I've seen online, I think they have said minimize mods, minimize this, minimize that, but I can't. The mods I have, I need. I think one I saw said MechJeb is causing some of it, but I love MechJeb. MechJeb is like the king. MechJeb does everything for me. I've become to rely very heavily on MechJeb as a de facto flight computer for many of these tasks. Like, I think, what am I doing? Oh, I'm getting rid of debris. I couldn't click on the station because there was debris right next to it. Grr. Anyway, I think once we're back with the Endeavour on its return to the Kerbal Space Station Dragon, I think I'll do a match planes with target? No. I look at it, but there's no good way to do it because I've already passed that point. I create the node and then say do it, but then it doesn't really do quite what I want it to. Because it swings things around and does weird things. And I said, no, never mind, hold on. So we just point anti-normal and kick it down this way. I'm doing it out here because it is more efficient to do it way out here than to do it closer in because I'll be traveling slower. And I get it down below 5 degrees. I think it was to like 4.1 or 4.7. I can't read that right now. But it got us pretty close to a matching inclination with the space station. And then we burn a combination of retrograde and I think radial out, closer to radial out, and that swung our orbit to where it shrunk the periapsis. It kind of pushed the orbit a bit counterclockwise and brought us closer. And there we'll match planes there. Good. And after that, it's a typical rendezvous type scenario. Come on in, and MechJeb does all the work for us at this point. Love MechJeb. But at this point, flying by the seat of our pants, every maneuver gets tedious and old and boring. Honestly, I'm happy with flying and actually, flying and landing on the surface of the moon. That's enough actual flying for me. I've tried using the landing guidance provided by MechJeb, but it's screwed up. It like, you think it's gonna correct you to go to the north, and it corrects you to go to the south. It's like inverted. There's something weird. So I might use it to locate a position, but otherwise I land manually. All right, so we're now in an orbit, slightly slower than the space station, slightly. So I think we have a 4-hour window until they catch up on us. So back to the tracking station to let time go a little faster. A little bit faster. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, yeah, that stuttering. Ooh, stuttering can really become quite annoying. At this point, I have burnt through some cash. We're down below the 3 million mark, I believe. Maybe just the 4 million mark. And I am going to have to grind away at some more satellite missions and see what else I can do. Like, science from here, science from there, move this satellite, move that satellite, to build up our cash flow, our cash, so that there's just more. Because we want to keep doing stuff, but we have to make money to do it. That's part of the career. All right, so we've created our rendezvous, and it was pretty close, so we just warp to it. And here's where the game freaks out a little bit because it has to draw the whole space station. There it goes, like under 2.5 kilometers. It draws it visually. And we come in at a decent approach. Although I rotate the solar panel just in case so they don't hit each other, because that would be bad. And we kill our relative velocity. And at this point, open and control from there, or whatever, or aim the target. At this point, this stuttering was really bad. I don't know why. I think because I was maneuvering next to the space station, and it was not too many parts, but it was a lot of parts. It can't be too many parts, because the space station Arcadia, and then it works just fine. But the space station Arcadia I built in my last season, holy God, that had to be probably somewhere around 3,000 parts. Had to be somewhere around. It was ridiculously huge. It was a giant snowflake in space with thousands of parts. And this isn't nearly that complex. All right, so now we're coming in on a final docking approach. Oh, and I love aim camera, to aim the camera at the actual docking node instead of the center of mass. I really like using that when I remember. I don't always remember right away, but I do love it. And there we are, docking with the space station. Alright, and now we have finally arrived and docked with the Kerbal space station, what's it called? Dragon, sorry. Let me just get this guy like that. No RCS, which is good. I don't want any. Oh yeah, that's what I want. One thing I want to add is more alignment doodads, alignment guys. That'll keep the, at least it'll keep the station level. Oh, freaking out with the sun a bit there. Okay, so now that we have arrived, we can, well, we can do lots of things. First off, let's check out the science and put as much of it as we can into here, and whatever's left over we'll transfer to the command cupola over there, and then we'll transfer crew around. Oh, actually, really quick, let's see, level up crew. Yes, yes. Recorded and inverted. Really, that's it? They're only level up to 1? Really? Okay, Jebediah was already a 1. And okay, so these guys are all 1s now. I guess they have to do other things? Maybe go to a different... Oh, they probably have to return. Returning to Kerbal is probably a big bonus to them. Yes. So, let's, again, look at all the science. We have 41 bits of data to utilize here. And let's also bring you up and keep you up. And we don't need all these guys being a distraction, though. So we'll fill this guy up with some science. 20 data. Yeah, there's lots of space for data. So 20 data. Go. 100 data. Nice. Go. 12 data. 12 data. 40. And we just keep going through this until we get closer to that. So, well, until we reach that 750 mark or just shy of it. Ooh, 120 data. Must be a surface sample? Yes. We were fortunate enough to visit a lot of spaces, a lot of biomes on the surface of the moon. Come on, wake up. I think that'll fit. That'll almost cap it out. 100 data will not fit, so we'll just keep that one. 12 data. Yes, 12 will fit. Another 12 will fit. And 20 will fit. And at that point, we're pretty much maxed out. Unless I can find another 12 data. 32, 120, 100. Are you a 20? 12, I mean? Come on, there it is, 12. So we are 746 out of 750. We're going to get 11 science a day from this. It multiplies, and it's going to take a while for that 746.419 to deplete itself. We still have 20 more experiments chilling in here, plus a couple others that we kept. So we can keep all of these. Keep all of those. We can close. Oh, we can unpin that, I'm sorry, and close that. So the science lab will keep on sciencing. And in the meantime, though, we can take Jebediah, who's in the command capsule here. Actually, stand by. Yes, we don't want to store it there. We're going to store it in the command cupola here. So whoever's in here should be Valentina. We're going to actually transfer her into the hab. Or that hab. Ugh, it's being stupid. I hate it when it does this. Come on, wake up. Great, now I'm stuck. There we go. Okay, so I moved her to a container, finally. that's fine. We'll have to remember, whoa, that she is in here. So that being said, now we can take Jebediah, EVA him off of the command capsule on this guy, on the Endeavor. He can take all the data. There's 25 pieces of data left. Come on, take it. Good. Let go, RCS. And we're going to pop him around over to the command cupola. At least that's what I'm calling it. Let's see, where's the hatch? I think it's on top. Whoa, don't run into things. Sorry if you bumped your head there, buddy. Control, stop. And forward. We'll leave Jebediah here in command of the space station for the time being. Grab. Yeah, and board. Come on. There we go. So all the science was transferred. So now it's all stored in here. Yes, 25. And as things go, we can transfer it in here little by little to keep this guy stocked up on science. All right, so Jebediah is in there. That's great. Let's see. I think Valentina, yes, is in there. We're going to transfer her into this command module. There we go. That's stupid. So she is in there now, so that's great. Millie, I don't think Millie. I think Millie's in here. Nope, Mersby. Okay, so where is Mersby's level of science at? Oh, you're an engineer. Doesn't matter. Verdun, you're a scientist. Okay, so let's see who's in here. Transfer crew. Millie and Bob. So Bob is a level 1 scientist. Millie is a level 2 scientist. And the other scientist is Mersby? No. Verdun. He's a level 1. But Verdun is in here? I'm so confused on who's where. Oh, that's Mersby is in there. Verdun is on here. Okay, you know, we're going to take Verdun to the space. We're going to take Verdun out. So we can stop the research for just a moment. We're not going to lose anything. Stop it. Transfer crew. Wait, Verdun was there. Oh, this is so annoying. So Bob, what are you at? You're at 1 star. I don't think you've been to a different planet yet. So we're going to take Bob to... there we go. We're going to take Bob there. And then, nope, we're going to take Mersby. You are a scientist. Yes, I'm so forgetting who's what. Mersby. Nope, Mersby is an engineer. That means that the other scientist must be in the, command capsule. Yes, Verdun. Verdun, you are a scientist. Yes. We'll transfer you into there. Good. So he's now in the mole processing lab. So we're still about the same level, 11 point whatever, because Millie is a 2 and he is a 1. That's as fast as it's going to science. Although I have seen online somewhere, let's start this up again, that you can have as many in here as you like, but the extra scientists you have chilling on the station will help. So I'm curious to see if we undock here, what happens. All right, so on here we have, let's double check, Valentina. Okay. And here we should have 2. We should have Mersby and Bob. So, yes. Valentina, a pilot, Mersby, an engineer, and Bob, a scientist. So that's great. So these guys will take care of that mission. And these guys will be sciencing with Jebediah in command. Now, part of the question, though, is how's this guy doing for fuel? Pretty low. And I need to keep expanding the space station. Well, not need to, but I'm going to keep expanding the space station. I do have a mission to add the Thinker science module. So we're going to add another, pressurized crew tube here, another split. We'll have, the other science module sticking out here, and then we'll have other options for expanding science and science and science, because that's what I want to do with this space station. This won't be as big and crazy as the space station. I think it was the Arcadia we had that was the giant snowflake, but it will be decent size, but it will be useful. Everything that I build will have a purpose. So yeah, a crew transfer tube, perhaps with, I want to get like another, what's it called? Another one of these guys, another one of the reaction wheels, because it'll give us more twisty command for the space station. But first, we'll have to launch up a refueling mission to refuel this guy, because I don't really want to undock it yet. For now, they can hang out here. Unfortunately, there's only enough evac room for 3, eek, but it's a temporary thing. I think with the big refueler, I might send up an empty capsule, just so that we have enough to evac all 6 of our Kerbonauts that are on board Space Station Dragon. But that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word. I will catch you later.